So we have a couple of new things. Now, the first thing is the newest agent will be named Clove. This isn't a code name, and as far as I can tell, this is the official name of our latest agent. Now, this all happened because Riot left a couple little whoopsies in the latest PBE, which leaked some information. For example, all of Clove's abilities, at least just her names. Now, her C is going to be called Pick Me Up. Now we know that Clove is supposed to be an aggressive smoker who can smoke in the afterlife. There is a Phoenix voice line that clearly states that now him as well as Clove can both come back to life. It's something like blah blah blah.
Fam, imagine when me and the new kid go on the same mission. Other team's gonna be stressing with both of us coming back to life.
We know that Clove has some sort of afterlife/death ability, and this one's called Pick Me Up. So I truly wonder if you can proc C. Now imagine like a jet dash, you proc E, and then there's a timer. And if you die within that timer, you can be rezzed by your team. Now there is some arguments to be said, well, that's too much like KO and that's an ultimate, but I don't quite agree because KO also suppresses. Like KO's ultimate's mainly to suppress before just having that second life. And furthermore, imagine if Yoru came out first and his ult makes him go invisible as well as invincible and can go through stuff. And then Reyna came out after, but it was just a leak. And we learned that E, her dismiss, allows her to also be invincible and go through stuff. It's just a subsection from something like Yoru's ult, but it's not as strong. There's still two different factors. So I do genuinely believe it is possible that Pick Me Up C is her revive ability that is on C. That is just usable. Maybe it's procced for a short period of time. Maybe when she falls, she's only one tap to immediately die. Maybe it's not like KO where he gets a bunch of health, right? Like think of it that way. There's easy ways to make a much weaker version of KO and put it on her ability, which allows her to play aggressive and fall to the ground and then getting picked up later, right? It makes sense. If you think about what Riot said, being a frontline smoker, the C makes sense. It makes gameplay sense and strategic sense that she has some sort of way to risk her life, but then be picked up if she's playing well with her team. That is what I'm assuming. That's how I'm rolling the dice. You let me know if you agree or disagree, but that's how I'm rolling the dice. Now, the next one is called meddle, which is Q, and this is to meddle with stuff, right? It means to meddle with things. This one is the most confusing to me. I'm actually having a lot of trouble thinking what meddle could be, but in my opinion, maybe it's like meddling with their vision because I think that's going to be her smokes. I'm not going to lie to you because she is a smoker. So if C is to revive, Q is most likely the smokes themselves. Well, I said she's a smoker. She's a controller, and I just don't imagine a controller without some sort of smoke or vision blocking ability. So I think metal is something to do with that. Just because there's also still her E, which is ruse. And ruse, you know, that's to deceive someone or trick someone, right? And I think that one, I guess it could technically be a smoke as well. I have two theories. Either metal is like the smoke, or maybe it's a blind, or ruse is a smoke/blind. I'm not entirely sure because unless ruse, right, to trick someone, unless your smoke has some sort of inherent tricking property, like if you walk through it, it messes up your vision. So it's a smoke that gets placed down and then you get blinded by pushing it. So you're punished for pushing it. That's possible, right? Because if you push a Viper smoke, you get decayed, right? So it's not completely new to Valorant to have something that punishes you for pushing the smoke. So all I can imagine, if the smokes are on ruse, then pushing it confuses or deceives the enemy. It could be a sound cue, you know how Cypher, it could be a vision distortion. It could be a lot of things. That's just the truth. When it comes to understanding both of them, it can be extremely, extremely difficult. But there's also some other theories. Some people are saying, I'm calling it, ruse is going to be faking planting the spike or gun sounds from a few meters away. That's possible. Maybe metal is meddling with their vision, smokes. Ruse is something completely new to a controller, which is to fake a plant spike or a gun sound or some sort of audio cue. They experimented it with Yoru, then they had to rework it because it wasn't strong enough. So keep in mind, no matter how OP it sounds, we've seen inherently how it didn't work with Yoru, meaning it would have to be more aggressive. So maybe that's possible. Again, aggressive smoker, meaning she needs to have some amount of self-sustain. So I do believe C means get back up. I wouldn't be surprised if it's then mind tricks, playing with sound or audio cue to create openings to attack your enemies, to get picks. I don't know, something to... Ruse just sounds like something to deceive the mind. And to be honest, look at this Cypher voice line. It kind of feels... I don't know. It makes it feel like, yes, it's something to do with deceiving.
Keep picturing our newest little troublemaker giving Hourglass the slip, leaving behind an empty body bag. Priceless.
Can I just say how much I love the new recruit? I know I like anyone that doesn't break my stuff, but come on. Their sense of fashion. Inspirational.
I also wanted to throw it out there that we do not have an alt leak, and I wonder if she has her own passive. Hear me out. What if she can float kind of like Jet, but with like butterfly wings? Is that too crazy? I don't know why. Something's telling me, just because her original codename was Smoke Dancer and Neon's was Sprinter and it's just a sprint. So I wonder if there's, I can't see her like dancing, right? I can't see her like legitimately dancing on the battlefield, like Fortnite style. So I do wonder if maybe her passive allows her to float or some sort of long glide. That would be an interesting take on a controller, but I'm just spitballing here, really. I'm just letting my mind run right now. Furthermore, outside of her being an aggressive controller player, we also know that she should, at least we think she's Scottish, from Scotland. We don't know for sure, but that's what we can assume based off of this voice line.
Brimstone, I found him. Omen is in Edinburgh. Seems he was after a journal of some kind, one that belonged to our dear friends at Hourglass. I have confirmation that there was a disturbance near the library, but we know who won. Wait, hold on. Omen's checking in now. He's met someone he says you'll want to meet. I did always want to go to Scotland.
Brimstone, the nightmare brings more visions. I see someone I've never seen before. Bright lights starting around a dim room, silenced gunfire, and hundreds of butterflies. This person, they're in danger. But the danger means nothing to them. Still, I worry. Cypher mentioned Edinburgh, no? I anticipate a connection. We should hurry.
Also, I want to put note for the hundreds of butterflies. It definitely makes it seem like there's going to be some sort of substantial ultimate. And this one is very easy to see. I'll be honest with you. This one is very, very easy to see. Because let's say Harper's a controller main, right? He drops down that ult. It is very wide AoE. So I'm going to assume immediately she's going to have an AoE ultimate. And then maybe, you know, Breach, he sends the shockwave forward. It could be a bunch of butterflies that just go through the map. Everyone hit by it is blinded for a little bit. It could be slowed for a little bit. Could have some sort of different effect. I have no idea, but I would also roll the dice that her ultimate is most likely some sort of AoE effect. But to be honest, this is quite a lot of information and definitely enough to get excited about. As most of you already know, she will be revealed on March 24th during the Pro Plays in Madrid. Most likely some sort of trailer and then some sort of gameplay trailer, and then all your favorite content creators will drop some content a little bit after that. That's what I will assume. That's what's happened every single time. And since it's going on in Madrid, you also know that it will be some sort of mainly marketing launches because it's happening during Pro Play. So I would assume the update will follow on Tuesday. So if mid-24th is on a Sunday, then maybe everyone will play her by Tuesday. Worst case scenario, the Tuesday after that, depending on how Riot is doing stuff. Maybe she'll hit PBE first. We had that happen with a few agents where they hit PBE first, so that is possible. Her actual release rollout is still very ambiguous, and I actually have no information on that, so keep a lookout for that. When I know it, you'll know it. Thanks for watching.